I pray. I pray, but I'm still struggling. Does God hear me? I tithe religiously, but I'm still struggling. Does God hear me? And then I read this book and realized maybe I wasn't listening.
Contrary wins. For those who want to give up but need to know, greater is coming. Buy now on He Did Not Forget Me.
Better than ever.
Hell yeah.
I'm back better than ever.
Man, released from prison. It seems like people are treating him like he's some type of icon. Sandman has a story for us.
Yeah, obviously, if you didn't know, Rayful Edmonds was a kingpin in the DC area in the early '80s, all through the '80s and into the '90s. And a lot of people say throughout his time in prison as well. That could be alleged or whatever the case may be. But he was released from prison after receiving a life sentence a couple decades ago. 30-something years he served. He was out. And I've seen a lot of fanfare about it, seen a lot of perspective. And I just, it's real interesting in our culture because it seems as though, and I'm not blaming everybody for it because there's not even a lot of news or fanfare about it, but I definitely seen some things I wanted to bring it on to the people's attention here. It seems like we in our culture seem to glamorize the gangster. We glamorize the person that stayed, quote unquote, 10 toes down and served their time and they got out and they're deemed as if they're this martyr or this unspoken hero because they served time behind federal walls. They were freed from slavery, so to speak, but we kind of gloss over what they were indeed in jail for. And when you have other people who have done things for the community to uplift the community, to elevate the community, to advance and evolve the community in other ways, we barely know their names, let alone what they've done. So I just kind of, and I want to get your perspective on that thought as I was kind of looking and viewing the overall vibe. And what's your thoughts on Rayful Edmonds being released from prison?
Nah, I get it. I think you hit it on the head, but you talk about that culture of ours to, it's almost like it's akin to somebody coming home from the Army or the Marines, from prison. Like you got stripes now. Like You survived this time in prison, you come home with this different lingo. You talking about what you did downstate and this, that, how many dudes you beat up and all this, and you survived. And obviously, it's definitely a survival mentality when you go to prison. So, but it shouldn't be glorified, in my opinion. It should almost be shameful. And the person should come out and really look to rehabilitate their lives and come out and tell people why you should never go. And some people do. Some people go in and say, man, look, this was hell. Don't ever do this. I was crying every night. I wanted to be home. But far too many people that come out glorify it and act like it makes them a tougher or bigger man, that they was able to sit, in a bathroom for years, and be told what to do. I always, we got to get to the point where we, start glorifying people that, avoided the prison, who had all the different things. They could have sold drugs, they could have robbed, steal, killed, and did all that stuff. They avoided that and got a job, or avoided that and got a career, avoided that and went to college. Those are the people that should be more celebrated because, they escaped something too. All that stuff was there. We all had friends we grew up with that, made different choices, and we didn't make that choice. We could have made the same choice they made.
Easy.
So that's the standard in our communities, and unfortunately it's not. It's the prison dude. Even the girls liking the bad boy, the prison dude, the dude that, been locked up, that been, state prison 3 to 5 year bid and keeps getting going in and out. If you're a doctor or a lawyer or entrepreneur, you're considered a nerd, a geek, a clown, a square.
Yep. We
got to change that. So what Rayful, unfortunately, it's content for people. It's let's talk. How many people did you kill? How was it when you were selling drugs? How was the operation? And people want that aspect. It's it might be boring to go talk to a doctor his everyday life, but a gangster, you're gonna get a Vlad TV interview or this person interview, because unfortunately we want to dig into that. We want to see that. So that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Or you'll get a hip-hop artist replicate and throw your name in there and glorify you. A rap artist, have we seen that took the moniker of, what I'm saying, a gangster or a drug lord or somebody that was in the community that didn't necessarily do much for the community, but they're glamorized so much that we have some of our favorite hip hop artists wanting to emulate them, but we don't have Eldridge Cleavers, we don't have Frederick Douglass. No, those names wouldn't be cool if we did some shit like that. And I understand it. Our flow, it wouldn't sound as cool. It wouldn't be as street. It wouldn't appeal as much to the masses. But at the same time, what is it doing for us? And this is our genre. This is I mean, our generation of people who emulated a lot of this stuff and kind of ushered in some of the nonsense that we see now. And it's unfortunate because as a man, when you listen to how the government kind of portrayed him, and I'm sure he was out here getting busy, but he did not usher in crack cocaine into the community. He did not go into his house in D.C., wherever he was from, and create crack cocaine. That was brought in from somewhere.
Yeah.
And he was scapegoated for that. So we're not going to sit back and act like he was the absolute Notorious, but if he took black lives, in particular black lives, because who else was he out there killing if there were in fact murders going on? I mean, we need to hear some things, and I'm not going to sit back and demonize the brother after getting out for 35 years saying he doesn't deserve to be released. That's for the families or the victims, and that's up to them to say. But hopefully he comes out when he does come out and he does speak against it, because we will see interviews, I'm sure. And we will see different things, and I hope it's more along the lines of what I've learned as opposed to what I did. That'll be up to the interviewer, but that'll also be up to him to disseminate what type of information and how he's going to make himself look when he gets out and he starts getting interviewed. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, and I don't like. I'm in a conundrum because I understand, like, to a certain extent. Not saying that I agree, but I can understand someone who, is born into an impoverished situation, and sometimes the fastest way is to get into the drug game.
Yeah.
I 100% understand. That's why I said earlier, people need to be more glorified. People that avoided that and said, "Nah, I can't do that, bro. I'm not selling crack to my people. I'm gonna go get me a job, work, do a business, go get some pencils and resell them, get some waters and resell them, anything besides go sell crack to my people." But I'm not going to necessarily down the brothers that would do it, because some people just weaker than others, and they feel like they want to go make some bread, quick money, fast money, right? And it leads to fast death, fast jail, unfortunately. So that's kind of what we deal with, and it's not even like a race specific thing, because when other immigrants came into this country, where you think these rappers get? The Lucky Lucianos and the Gottis and all that. It was gangsters, Italian, Irish, Jewish gangsters, right? And they had that base where they were doing that and doing it bigger, the mob and all of that. Just so happened though that they transitioned into other fields, and now the mob is pretty much non-existent. I mean, I'm sure it's aspects of it, but it ain't like it used to be. So we still are stuck with these industries. Sometimes I think it's our choice a lot, because there's so much opportunity out here. What's stopping us from going getting a nail salon? What's stopping us open up an eatery? What's stopping us open up a massage parlor? Nothing. Nope. You can go today, any city, and open this up. So the excuses got to stop at some point, and we really got to start doing something, in my opinion. But that's my thoughts.
My thoughts as well, man. Well said.
Yeah.